So I know our elementary teachers are very excited as they received an early Christmas present. We got elementary iPads, voice amplifiers, and document cameras. So we're very excited to see all of the fruits of our labor in the classrooms engaging our students. So as I mentioned, I will pass over the mic on to Ms. Arabella, who will talk to you about the latest Nearpod November updates.
Thank you, Ms. Sepulveda. All right, Terry, I think I'm going to bump you out. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead and do the one. No. Okay, got it here. All right, so can you all see my screen now?
Yes, we're good.
Yes, you can, and you can hear me, right?
Clearly.
Okay, again, welcome again, everybody. And so I will be starting off this afternoon's Tech Talk with the tips or updates from Nearpod. As you recall, if you're familiar with Nearpod, it is a district, one of the district apps that we have. And so since it is purchased, we have full rights to it, full all the different features that are available. And so if you have not already taken advantage of using this application, we really, really encourage you. So I will give you a brief overview on the November feature highlight for this month. And if you need more detailed training on it, we can always you can always contact us or refer to your DLS TIS at the campus. I know they've been providing trainings, but sometimes, they don't go specifically into the one feature that you might be interested. So the feature for this month is going to be the Draw It, and I will demonstrate it in a little bit. And so this one is really cool because it's going to allow the students to respond to a prompt. So if you're doing a lesson, you can have them respond and you can get immediate feedback of where they're at by either they can type information by using the text box, they can add images, or they can even do drawings. So this one is great for all grade levels, like I said, because if you have little ones, they can draw answers to questions or prompts that you give them. And older kiddos, like in middle and high school, can either respond by typing or adding images. And you as a teacher can do a background image, and I'll show you in a little bit how you can do that. And then the students can use it to annotate on it. And then, or you can also have the students give them a blank page, blank Canva, which is the background, or there's a lot of pre-made activities that Nearpod offers. So I'm going to start with this one really quick, and then I will come back to this other resources that I have on the page. So if you're open to our presentation, I have Nearpod linked here at the top, and I already have it open. So once I click on Nearpod, it's going to take me to the page. I personally like to log in through ClassLink and through the learning tools, and I log in through there. So when you open the Nearpod, it takes you automatically to My Lessons, and this is anything that you might have created from scratch or that you've gotten from the Nearpod library. And if you're looking for lessons that are pre-made, you can go to the Nearpod library and then you can search by the topic. So I'm just going to go back to My Lessons, and in order to add a Draw It, you can come either to the Create button. You know how there's always different ways of doing things. So you can go to this Create button right here, or you can up on the upper right-hand corner, you have another Create button, and it's basically the same thing. So if I go to the drop down, you can either add it through a lesson or you can add it through an activity. And either way, it's going to be this pretty much the same thing. Here it opens up by default to the most popular, but if you look at the different, and they're kind of color coded because these are like different activities. So if you're doing a lesson and you have a pre-made lesson and you've already have other things on your lesson, you can, add on the spur of the moment, you say, you know what, let me check for understanding. You can add a drawing to it. So if you select that, you can do the add button, and then it's going to give you. So this is what we call the blank template. You can leave it blank. and then just do the save, and then the students will be able to write or draw. Of course, you would add instructions to it, and you can add an image. So if I do, you can also add audio. You can add audio instructions if you have younger kids. And I am just going to pick any picture just for the sake of time, and then briefly put some instructions, the image below. So then I'm going to put that, and then you can also do a timer if you don't want to spend a lot of time with the kids. Like I said, it's a quick response thing. You can add a timer, and you can change your time in here, and you can put minutes. I'm not going to add the timer, or you can even upload a background image. I'm going to select something from my desktop. They've already, but if you have a pre-made form that you would like to use, you can bring it in. And this is just like a PDF that I brought in, and I can save it. And so let me see if it's going to open it on this one. If not, I'm going to have to preview it. So it's not necessarily, here are the instructions. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back over here to just save and exit. And then let me go real quick back to my lessons. So like I said, these ones can be added to an existing lesson. And if not, you can just do quickly that. It's been giving me issues. I'm just going to go back and pick up one of my lessons that I already had, just so you can see how it's going to look. So if I do this one on the preview, I think I added the same one to this one. And just briefly, so here is the instructions. Once the student reads the instructions, and let me just make a full screen. So here's the image that I had uploaded on the other lesson, and here are the different toolbars that they're available. They're very easy to use. And so this first one is just the clicker where the students can use their mouse clicker. This one is a pencil. It can work as a pencil or a pen. It just depends on the age of the student. You can change the size of the font, and of course you can change the color, and you can write on it. And then if I come to this will be the highlighter. And again, you can change the width or the different, the width of it. We have a text box. You can select the text box, and it pops up right here, and it can always be resized. And of course, there's a choice of colors and the different colors. And then, like I said, you can resize it. You can move the box, and so they can also, put the words, move them around, manipulating them. And then, of course, they can always insert an image, and it takes it to, if they do from the website, it's going to do something from Google, which is a little bit safer. This is the eraser so that they can erase, and then you have the undo, redo, and if they need to delete. So this is one way of using the Droid, like I said, for immediate feedback, a quick activity on the students. I'm just going to do escape, and I'm going to go back to this. So again, the feature for this month is the Droid, and you can find it in your under Nearpod, under create. If you do lesson or you do the activity, it works the same way because it's right here. So I'm not going to go into this one because it's pretty much the same as the other one. This is just an image of the students are drawing their responses to their question. This is, how they can also use it. If you want more detailed information, I have included the how-to video, and there is a presentation, a slide presentation that has more information, the same information that I have here, but more detailed. So this is on the Drive, and it has a short video, which is also in Nearpod. It's part of Nearpod, and specific instructions and how to access it and what it can do. And then here it's got some ideas of how you can use this different, the Drive. You can draw and label maps and diagrams. You can do vocabulary words. You can complete a puzzle, graph lines and plot points, etc. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. And like I said, when you go to the Nearpod, you can search for the different ready-made lessons. But this is on I'm going to go to the Nearpod. And then you can pick those up, and then you can edit them as you, here is that the video on how to do it. It's a short 2 minute video, but these are different activities that you can preview it and then you can make it your own. You don't have to keep it exactly how it is. You can edit it and make it to the level of your kids. So this is the Draw It is one of the many features that Nearpod has. Over here, we have included resources for the Thanksgiving since we've got the Thanksgiving theme. So if you click on the link here, we have a Thanksgiving activity, or you can do a virtual trip to the Plymouth Colony, or if you want even a more collaboration, you can have the students create a gratitude board. And this one, the link right here will show you how to create the board itself. And so I'm just going to click on this first one. If you click on it, and it'll take you directly to the lessons. And then remember that they're by different grade levels, so you can select according to the grade level that you need. And again, you can tweak it. Up here, I have the Nearpod blog. If you haven't already subscribed to it, every time we have a Tech Talk, we recommend it because the latest updates are here. And then they have different support groups and they have different tips. And so anything that's new and any updates that they have is here. So if you subscribe to it either through social media or through this one, you can get the latest updates and be in tune with what's going on with Nearpod. And of course, Miss Sepulveda mentioned our Nearpod, LASD's Nearpod November Challenge. It's on our next slide. And as of Friday, which was November the 11th, we have in first place so far leading is Cigarroa Middle. Actually, 3 of the 4 middle schools are in the lead. And this is a contest that we're having for the month of November. And so the school with the most lessons launched is going to be the winner. So there's still time. If you're up for the challenge, we encourage you to start or continue using Nearpod for the month of November. And that is all I have, unless there is any questions.
And I would like to add, because we did get the question, is it based off of just the number of lessons that are created? Because obviously a school that has more more teachers is going to have more lessons. It's actually a percentage from the number of lessons divided by the number of teachers. So it'll be fair across the board. So it's pretty much up to anyone who wants to go for the challenge. Nearpod is sponsoring the Nacho Party, and they reached out to us. So we're very, very excited to partner up with them for this challenge. But I will tell you that we do have thousands and thousands of lessons created on a weekly basis. So kudos to all of you all again for everything that you do. And we'll pass on over the mic to Ms. Terry, who's going to give you a cornucopia of Canva. Again, if you have never used Canva, you are missing out. So listen carefully.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sepulveda. Yes, Canva does make the world turn around. So just with an abundance of resources that they have, we decided to call it Cornucopia Canva. You will see anything from worksheets, exit tickets, Google Classroom headers, lesson plans, presentations, anything that will make your lessons more engaging, and of course, digital. Click on the free button below right here for free educator account. So you're going to sign up in here for the free educator account, and I'll take you through the site in a minute. Also, we have some grateful ideas on teaching with Canva here through this webinar link that you'll see. You'll see a whole bunch of small videos that have webinars on all the tools I'll talk about today and more. And then we'll look at the different educational templates that that Canva has. So let me start off there. Once I'm starting off under templates, I'm logged in as in Canva, and I do have my educator account, but I'll go back in a minute to show you that. When you click on all templates, you're going to click on education. You'll see a whole bunch of items listed here. Not everything's even listed here. Exit tickets are not listed, but I can search for them and I can find them. But you could find educational presentations, video template, infographics that you might want to do, like for your anchor charts. You've got your classroom posters, worksheets. If you just type Kinder Math worksheets or you're very specific, you can find that. So watch, I'm just going to put Kinder Counting worksheet. and you will find kinder counting worksheets that you can download or share in your Google Classroom. And again, when you first start off, you can click on all templates, then come over to education, and you will find all the availabilities that are in there. But like I mentioned, ExitTicket's not coming out on here, but there actually was. And I found that by accident the other day when I was stumbling across some resources for teachers. So if I go to ExitTickets, I can actually find that. Again, Canva does make the world turn around with all their amazing educational templates. And I'm just going to come here to education, and I can scroll down. I can see that there's like these daily reflections, there's comic strips, there's all kinds of things that you can use with your students. Now, it does integrate with Google Classroom, as I was mentioning. Let's pretend we're going to get this one right here. And we first start off by customizing this assignment to have the description that you're going to be talking about. You want to share it with your students by clicking up here, share, then Google Classroom. And it will bring in your LMS. And I'm going to share it with this classroom, and I'm going to make it an assignment. So when I click on it, the link comes in here as a template for the students. So I'm just going to put, it's on the capital of the US or something, just for now. Specs on that. So I just assign it. When the student receives it, he's going to receive it as a view template. Now, it's right here. If I click on view, let me see if I can, it's already assigned to them. Let me go back to the instructions, but try to see what the student sees. So the student does get this use template. It becomes his own. However, you do want to show them when they're going to share it back with you or submit it to you, they're going to click on this share right here. And they want it to be anyone with a link can edit, because that's going to be anyone with a link that the teacher could edit. So this can edit link, copy, you share it back when you're submitting as a student. You submit that assignment with that. So just keep that in mind, that the student is going to get the template. Then when he's on here, he's going to want to choose anyone with a link and then get the can edit, so the teacher can make feedback notes on there or grade it. And she's the only one that's going to edit because she's sharing that, or he is sharing that with the teacher. So copy, and then I'm not a student in here, but if I were to submit it, I just put it inside my turning up an assignment, and it'll go to my teacher once I turn it in, and it's editable for her. So great idea on using it for Canva, all those different type of templates that are available, whether it's a worksheet, whether it's a digital notebook, a presentation. There are so many things. Again, under templates, visiting under education, you can find an abundance of resources. So the next thing I want to talk to you all about in Canva is the presentations and just the cute little things that they've come up with. You can actually search for science presentation, and it already has a template over it. You can kind of search for English, it'll find it. So I'm just going to open up one. Let me open up this English class one and begin to customize that. I can say what kind of slide I want to use. So if I wanted to bring this one in as my next slide and so forth, you decide which one you'd want to use for your slide, and then just click on the next one and choose the next slide. Now, when you're in here and you're done building your presentation, when you present to your students, these are amazing little tips and shortcuts for presentations, and I've posted them inside my slide. So if I click on the B, as I present, I can get it to blur the work. So if I don't want them to see something in my presentation, I just click on B and it'll blur the work. If I click on C, it will actually throw confetti, and I'm just going to escape really quick because I don't want it to be blurred. I want to see what I'm seeing. Then I come and click present again. It's the only way I can get the shortcuts to come out. Again, I'll click confetti. If I were to click I'll click C and confetti comes out. If I were to click the B, the blur comes out. If I click the D, you'll get a drum roll. If I click the M, get a mic drop. So the kids are doing great. M, mic drop. Great job, boys and girls. Then I have an O for floating bubbles. They might like that one. And I will also click on the Q when it's getting too loud. I've got a U for umbrella, a U for just bringing in the curtains. And again, if I didn't want this guy to come out, I'd escape on it and present. And then just go ahead and do, if you need you need them to quiet down, or you just want the U for the umbrella to kind of close up the lesson or just close up that presentation, you can do that. Okay, so I'm just gonna escape on there. Oh, one more that I'd like to show you are timers. If you are going to do something on your presentation and you want to time them, you can say, okay, I've given you 8 minutes. All you have to do is click on the number on your keyboard and it'll give them the amount of time for the timer. You can refresh that timer and play it again if you'd like, close it out. You want to give them less time, you can do that. So great new features under presentation with Canva, which is really, really cool. So again, we are so grateful for Canva and the abundance of resources that it can give us. Teachings now become so much more amazing with it. If you come up here to where it says sign up, you will get a free educator account. Back in the day, I used to pay $120 just to have this. Actually, a little bit more because I'd get charged $12 a month. And all you have to do now is click on that button that I mentioned down here. And once you get here, you're just going to put get verified. It's going to pick up your account as a Laredo.org account, which means you're part of a domain that's registered in the district. And it will give you a free account. You might have to answer a few questions. I haven't done it in a while, but it'll be great for you. And again, you can check out more templates in here. I believe I thought I had put it to go to educations, but you can just, again, click on education and find a whole bunch of templates. Last thing I want to mention, Ms. Sepulveda talked about our Learning Hub. There was a conference, a fall conference not too long ago, and we did have a whole bunch of autumn themed lessons. Trainings. One of them was pumpkin spice and everything nice on Canvas. So if you do want to learn a little bit more about that, you can go to the video. You'll get an hour and a half credit and see through the presentation. Just fill out the Google form so that you can get that 1 hour and a half. Again, more information on Canva and details that you might want to learn. You've got it right there at your fingertips. So that is it. Any questions for me?
No, actually, there was a couple on the chat, but we went ahead and answered them. And the great questions. It doesn't matter what subject area you teach. You can easily do a search. And anything that comes out, just remember, you can pick the template that you prefer and make it your own. It does not have to stay that way. We use it all the time for our own flyers, as you see, that when we send them out, like for the fall conference, we use Canva for that. So thank you so much, Terry, for sharing all these wonderful tips. We're so grateful for Canva, for them giving us the opportunity to have a free educator account. In the past, we used to pay on a monthly basis, and now we don't because we are all educators, part of Laredo ISD, and so we do get the free account with them. We're going to skip a little bit around. We're going to go to tip number 4 with Memo. He's going to give us why we should, as educators, be grateful for all of the student Chromebooks that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, we are one of the few districts that offers a one-to-one student devices for all of our children. If I am not mistaken, including iPads and laptops, we have over 25,000 devices here in our inventory and in the hands of our students. Coming forth, we are purchasing additional Chromebooks starting at the elementary level, and of course at the high school we always have our yearly refresh. So we are looking forward to continuing having these devices for our students. And so very important, memo will cover why we as educators should be informed as to how to guide our students with our Chromebooks.
Well, hello everybody. Yes, mine is going to be a little bit more managerial in nature, but it's going to really affect instruction if you don't do this. And let me explain to you why you want to do this. The Chromebooks, the first thing that happens when a Chromebook is not working for a student is the techs will look at it and see if it's updated. So it's great to update your Chromebook on a periodic basis and at least to check if it's been updated, because it should be happening in the background, but sometimes it doesn't, especially if it's not connecting to the Wi-Fi or things like that. So you do want to go ahead and make sure that your Chromebooks get updated, especially with testing, as Mrs. Sepulveda mentioned earlier on. It's going to be 100% online. So you do want to go ahead and make sure that those Chromebooks are working. Another thing that when you have the students updating them in your classroom, another thing that's also beneficial on that is that you get to find out if they're having any problems with their Chromebooks. If you notice a student is not bringing their Chromebook to school and you're like, well, they haven't brought it for a few days, a lot of times they're scared or embarrassed to let you know that they've actually broken their Chromebook, or someone in their family has their Chromebook and is using it. That has happened. So it also serves as a little spot audit to make sure that all the Chromebooks are in their possession and functioning properly. That way, when time comes for testing, you're not going to run into as many issues as if you didn't do that process. Now, I am a high school coordinator, so I do have to mention for the Windows devices that it is also a good practice for those high school students, freshmen and sophomores, and you teachers are here. Well, freshmen at the moment, and then maybe later on some sophomores, that you also require them to come in and bring in their Windows unit and just to go ahead and see if it's functioning. Because again, testing, I think the high schools have something coming up in December. You do want to make sure that you as a proctor or as the administrator is not going to have problems. So we made this really simple. This slide was created here, and it says update your Chromebook today. If the student doesn't know how, or you don't know how to give them the instructions because you yourselves don't have Chromebooks, you just go ahead and we provided the link, and here is a little instruction. It's going to come out right. And here it has it in English and Spanish, how to go ahead and update the Chromebook. It's only a couple of slides. That's really as simple as it gets. It's just a couple of slides of instruction, and you can go ahead and go over that with the students to make sure their Chromebooks are functioning properly. All right, so going back to the Chromebooks here, Chromebooks have, as you all know, and we all learn as we go along, there's a lot of keystroke commands that make it easier to use your device, Windows, and when it comes to also Chromebooks. And if you want to have like a little poster or something, there's a gentleman by the name of Eric Kurtz. He has a ton of resources. I mean, he's just really good in education. And if you don't know who he is, you should follow him, because he does have a lot of things that are good resources for educators. So if I were to click on this Chromebook tips and open it up, it goes actually to control-alt-achieve.com. And there's a lot of keystroke commands. Here's what I want to show you. There's also a poster you could put up in your classroom. And over here, if you go to this website, bit.ly, they call it bit.ly, right? But there's a dot between the T and the L, and Kurtz CB tips. You'll find a lot more resources there, and you'll be able to sign up for any of his blogs or so forth that he puts out a lot of information on. So this is a nice little poster that you can put up in your classroom. And when you go to the website, what's really neat is towards the bottom, it even shows them how their fingers should run to run a command. And believe me, this can make their lives a lot simpler for this. So, you have all these things here. All right. So that is Control-Alt-Achieve, but it's linked in the presentation. Let me go ahead and close that. Same thing with the keyboard shortcuts, also a link. This one goes to the actual Google website for Chromebooks. So there's a lot of resources here on how to do certain things. The popular shortcuts and different things. And then you can go ahead and review this, so the students can look at this. You could provide this in your Google Classroom, a link to this website, so they could just review it and so forth, and it makes their lives a lot easier when they're using the Chromebooks. There's also another one here, a lot of good resources here. This one is from Alice Keeler, another person that gives a lot of information out there. So also posters, get the posters. Yeah, she has them there, and some ebooks, and a lot of good information here on Chromebooks that you could use. And then last but not least, we've looked at these resources, and we've kind of customized it and created one that is from LISD. So this is our Chromebook guide that was created by our department, mostly Mrs. Sepulveda, who was the one that created this one. So like in here, you have a lot of questions here, like what is a Chromebook? Here's some shortcuts to get to a topic really quickly, but you can go in and read about the Chromebooks. A little bit here about the connections that are on the Chromebooks and so forth, and connecting to Wi-Fi. A lot of times Chromebooks, the students may say that it's not working properly, or it's one of those that we've had to lock and it doesn't unlock and things like that. A lot of times the problem is that it's not connecting to Wi-Fi. So that's a quick check. Students know how to check if their Chromebook is connected to Wi-Fi, most of them, so you can ask them to do that. So here are the steps there on connecting, which it shows. And so taking care of your Chromebook, very important. And because when it comes testing time, if you really have to go to get like a whole bunch of cards or a whole bunch of Chromebooks that are in your inventory, elementaries, I'll tell you, you don't have all that many in your reserve. Even the high schools, they don't, like, so you got to make sure that the students are taking care of their equipment and as much as possible, and making sure that a good way to do that is for you to have them bring it in so you could see if there's actually anything wrong with their equipment. Maybe they just, like I said earlier, may have been too embarrassed to show that they have a broken Chromebook or whatever. So that would be a good practice. So those are some resources on slide. It's actually slide number 10, tip number 4, that you can use, and good management, and get you ready for testing, and actually also for day-to-day classroom instruction, to get the most out of the devices in the students' hands. We have been one-to-one in our high schools for over 12, 13 years, and with the COVID coming around, we actually have increased that to one-to-one to our whole school district. And it's just amazing to go see the classrooms now, where before COVID, you would walk to like 10 classrooms and the high schools, and I would see like maybe one or none with Chromebooks out and the teachers using them. And now post-COVID, and I see like the opposite, 9 out of 10 classrooms, students all have their devices out, so they're being used more than ever. And that's, if you could say, that's one of the good things that came out of COVID. It's kind of ugly to say, but that's one of the effects that it's had, with teachers realizing it's really good to use online instruction and seeing the benefits of that. And that is my tip number 4.
Thank you, Memo. So super, super important, guys. Please share all of these resources with your students. We should mention to them how grateful we are to have them available for their use, because again, you go around even to our sister district, to districts in the Rio Grande Valley, districts in Corpus Christi, San Antonio. Not every school district has that privilege to have every student with a device. So we're truly, truly blessed. If you do have devices in your closet, shame on you. However, we're giving you an opportunity. It's a challenge. Take them out, have your students utilize them. I will tell you, you don't have to use them 24/7, but you should use them at least for one of your centers. It really, really helps engage your students and expose them to what they will be having to deal with in the future to ensure that they're college, career, and military ready. So our last topic for the day, and we still have a couple minutes left. George will give you a preview of what some wonderful resources that you can use to celebrate the upcoming holiday. And we just added a couple of extra resources in there to help bridge that gap and give you a starting point, if you will. Go ahead, George.
All right, everyone. So up to bat, let's go. All right. So tip number 3, because we're out of order, right? I'm number 3. Resources that'll make you feel thankful. Okay. So to start things off, well, one thing I'd like to point out, and someone I'm thankful for, is Ms. Guerrero, who shared these wonderful resources with us today, so that I can present to you all on our behalf. So Terry, thank you so much for this. So to start things off, I'd like to draw your attention to right here, our DTA's November. So what does that stand for? Well, this is something called Daily Thinkabouts. Now, every day in November, there is some sort of day dedicated to an event or something cultural, right? So let's take a look. The DTAs for November are as follows. So I know that we're already halfway through November, but let's just take a look real quick so that you can know what's here. So like earlier this month, the 1st was National Cinnamon Day. So you could learn about, you could have, show students an 80s commercial that revolves around Cinnamon Toast Crunch cinnamon, right? Where does cinnamon come from? Some information there. Harvesting cinnamon, and there's a video on that, and 15 health benefits. So every single day in November is represented here. And if we move on down real quick, tomorrow will be National Fast Food Day. I recommend not to overindulge, but if you want to find out more about fast food, there's tons of information here. And what this will do is that it can get you, it'll start up conversation. It'll get people, your kiddos, curious as to what it is, what is this topic we're learning about, and it'll inspire debate, curiosity, conversation, and learning, right? Okay, so that is, in a nutshell, our daily thinkabouts for the month of November. Now, also, we have a Thanksgiving staple here, right? And it's not food, it's the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving book. So what we have here is, after reading the book, you can go along with your little ones, and actually they can watch a video clip from the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, and then it asks questions. So this is a fun way to kind of introduce the little ones to what we were, grew up on, and so that they can have an appreciation for it while learning about Thanksgiving and the spirit of being thankful, right? As taught by Charles Schulz in his Charlie Brown series. All right, so that's another resource. Next, we have our brain breaks, right? So what I wanted to, it has 3 different sections, and this is pretty cool. So first off, after your rigorous academic studies with your, little ones, you want to sometimes take a little break, and this just takes a couple of minutes. So we can start off with looking at directed drawings. So under directed drawings, you can take a little break and have kids do cute drawings, like how to draw a turkey minion. And it's hyperlinked here. It's a video, and it shows them how to do it. How to draw a scarecrow minion. How to draw a pumpkin Kirby, which I guess is a Pokemon type character, right? So on and so forth. Peppa Pig, turkeys. All right, fun. So take advantage of that. We also, within that same presentation, if I could come over here, let's see. Yeah, hold on. Let me jump back in here. You have your actual brain breaks, if my hyperlink would work. Here we go. And let me just jump in there real quick just to show you, and then we'll move on. So this is when, if let's say the kids have been sitting down for a while and you want to get them moving and let them have a little fun. These are all videos that actually kids stand up and they actively participate. So one of them, for instance, is Pokemon Chase Fall Edition. So what this is going to do is starts a video and it tells the kids to run in place, and they're chasing the Pokemon and trying to catch them. And then in the middle, they stop and do a little bit of exercise like jumping jacks or something like that. This would be great for our PE classes with our little ones. Get them moving, get them active, get them excited about fall and about Thanksgiving. So that is the brain break. And finally, the third part of this brain break is the relaxing part of it, where you could put on nice, relaxing fall-based music with beautiful backgrounds and just calm things down in the classroom. And that'll make teachers thankful, right? And finally, the last two resources that are additional bonus resources is virtual design fall editions, where you can actually design things that are related to fall or Thanksgiving, for instance. And I'm just going to show you this real quick. You can build a mini Mayflower ship out of popsicle sticks. And here's a fun little and some different examples on how you can do that. All right. So this resource has all kinds of really nice fall and Thanksgiving based activities that your kids can do. And as you can see here, some of them really get creative and gets those creative juices flowing. And finally, our last one bonus is a copy of fall Thanksgiving drawings. More drawings, right? They are video based. You can check them out, have your kids work on them in between their rigorous academic work, and have lots of fun drawing cornucopias, turkeys, turkey legs, so on and so forth. All of this is fall and Thanksgiving based and is sure to make your little ones happy as well as you guys. So those are my resources and what I shared with you all today. And I will turn things over to Mr. Sepulveda now.
So thank you so much, George. I could already see your faces smiling. And as I get ready to conclude our presentation, we have a couple of other things, but if y'all don't mind, everyone who has their camera off, if you don't mind turning it on, everyone looking directly to your camera, we're going to take a grateful picture with all of you today. I'm hoping I can fit as many people on my screen this afternoon. So, oh, I love it. I see some of you. Oh, I see Rocio. Yay. I like you just popped up. I love it. I love it. Okay, so on the count of 3, we're going to take a picture. If everyone can just say, let's see, grateful, and then smile. And that way we can surely showcase all of the wonderful efforts that you all do on a daily basis, especially being here with us. Ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All righty. So lastly, I'm going to share my screen with you all, so that way we can see the last part of our presentation. And I want to make sure that at the end we do our raffle. Anyone who attended our fall tech conference that we had, our fall feast conference. Let me see. Are you all seeing my screen or not yet? Let's see. And don't you love technology? Sometimes it works beautifully and sometimes it does not. All right. You should be seeing my screen now. Yes, no? No?
Not yet.
You want to try doing it, Terry? Because it's not working for me for some reason.
Okay.
So the last, yeah, now it's grayed out, so it's not letting me do anything. I don't know if you can bump me off. But the last slide that we have are just free resources that we wanted to share with you all. Some interactive presentation templates. We also have some incentive templates, a bingo baker, a wheel of Thanksgiving name picker, which is what we're going to be using to do our raffle. Some Canva templates, as we shared about Canva. You'll see a whiteboard and some worksheet templates. So I'm not going to go through them because we're almost out of time, but feel free to go through them to be able to see see all of the wonderful resources that we provided to you. You want to go ahead and go to the wheel, Terry?
Can you see it?
I don't see the wheel. I see the presentation of the free resources.
I have the wheel on. See it, Arabella?
No, cannot see the wheel.
It may be a network thing.
Let me resume.
Wait, try it again. You know what? It was showing my screen. Now I see yours.
We're good.
There it is. Yeah.
All right. So I guess at the count of 3, we had a lot of participants come out this past Saturday. No, 2 Saturdays ago, no?
Yes, it was 2 Saturdays ago. So we're going to make this interesting, and it's not going to be the first person that we choose. It's going to be the 4th person that we choose, because number 4 is a lucky number, in my opinion.
Why 4? Just kidding.
Yeah, the 4th person that we choose is going to be the winner of an HEB gift card. Hopefully it'll help you with your Thanksgiving dinner or lunch. We thank you so very much. Again, we're very, very grateful to you all for participating. Everyone who joined us this afternoon, you'll get your hour of technology PD credit that goes towards your district requirement of 20 technology professional development. We are so happy to see all of the Otis for Educator requests coming in. And again, remember, you have a lot of resources at your fingertips, including your digital learning specialists. So Terry, go ahead and spin the wheel, and let's see who would have been our winner if we would have chosen the first one. Oh, Miss Olivia Montemayor Cárdenas. We're going to go ahead and remove. And
She might have a second chance, because if she came to 2 trainings,
she may be
there
more than one. So all of the Miss Sandra Chapa Martinez, you would have been our winner if it was number 2. So anytime you attended a training, you got 1 chance. Number 3. This was for Saturday. If you attended the Saturday Fall Tech Conference, Miss Sandra Nunez. And now for our winner. Miss Maria Macias from McDonald Elementary, if I'm not mistaken. Congratulations. Miss Macias, you are the winner of our HB gift card. Lastly, on our slide deck, we do want to and just showcase real quick, if you are on Facebook or Twitter, don't forget to join us in following our department. We provide a lot of resources, and like the pictures that we took today, we're going to go ahead and post them on Facebook on our instructional technology program page. In addition, please ensure that you visit our instructional technology website. You can click here directly on our link, or if you go to the district webpage, you can find us under the main menu under Departments Instructional Technology. That is all that we have for this afternoon. We will stick around for a few minutes. We wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Make sure if you're going to be drinking, get a designated driver. We don't want to see any headlines other than positive headlines that you using technology in your classrooms, even at home, you know, creating your lessons. We're very, very proud of each and every one of you, and proud to be part of the instructional technology department here at Laredo ISD, which is the place to be. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of your week festivities, I know, with your students, and I'm hoping that all of the resources we provided to you today will be utilized. Again, you can make them your own and create. The more engaging you are, the more that your students will increase in their outcomes, which is what we all thrive for. Thank you very much. Enjoy, guys, and we'll stick around in case anyone has any questions, comments, or suggestions. Yay! We love you too.